Prepare yourself for a story that rocked not just the United States, but the entire world. Mike Wolfe, the charismatic face of American Pickers, saw his life unravel in the most tragic way imaginable. Once celebrated as a passionate collector, traveling across America with his best friend Frank Fritz, Mike's journey took a dark and devastating turn. He was sentenced to life in prison for the murder of Frank Fritz, his longtime partner. What began as a dream, the story of two friends, bonding over antiques and history, became a nightmare marked by betrayal, greed, and deception. How could someone so beloved by millions, someone who seemed to embody friendship and passion, fall so far into darkness? This is a story you won't want to look away from. The details are chilling and will forever change how you view everything. You thought you knew about these two men. Mike Wolfe's trial didn't just close a chapter for American Pickers, it shattered the trust of fans everywhere. No longer was Mike remembered as the enthusiastic collector. Now he was seen as a man who deceived everyone, his followers, his friend, and the justice system alike. His final courtroom words, a cold and distant goodbye to all, echoed the downfall of a man destroyed by his own sins. Was this the fate he deserved? If you believe so, leave a 1 in the comments. If not, leave a 0. Your voice matters. Your thoughts might just shed new light on this haunting case. Mike Wolfe, once a familiar smiling face on television, famed for his relentless hunt for valuable relics, now sits behind bars for a crime that stunned millions. The murder of Frank Fritz, Wolfe's inseparable companion, was no accident. It was a calculated act, a betrayal so cold it shocked an entire industry. The news hit hard. Viewers everywhere couldn't believe their eyes as Wolfe was handcuffed and taken away. At first, rumors suggested a dispute over antiques or tensions with the History Channel. But soon the story revealed a far darker truth. Wolfe was arrested on suspicion of murder, and the world's initial shock turned to disbelief and horror. After Fritz's death, Wolfe posted a heartfelt message on Instagram, mourning the loss of his friend. He wrote, "With a broken heart, I share that Frank passed away last night. What everyone saw on screen is what I experienced in real life, a funny and sensitive dreamer. Even when cameras weren't rolling, Frank was the same." Those words, at first seeming genuine, later felt hollow and sinister. It was soon discovered Wolfe was the prime suspect in Fritz's death, sending chills through fans worldwide. How could someone mask such darkness behind the facade of grief? Initially, the cause of Frank Fritz's death was believed to be natural complications from a stroke and other medical issues like cerebrovascular disease. But everything changed when investigators uncovered evidence that shattered this narrative. At Fritz's home, police found an empty pill bottle bearing Wolfe's fingerprints. Advanced forensic testing revealed a grim truth. Fritz's death was no longer accidental. The autopsy showed he had lethal levels of fentanyl, a powerful opioid in his system, far beyond safe amounts. This was no tragic mistake. Prosecutors said Wolfe had deliberately poisoned his friend by slipping fentanyl into his drink, a ruthless act that painted him as a demon cloaked in human skin. Fans had long speculated about tensions between the pair, thinking it might be staged drama for TV ratings, but this case was chillingly real. Wolfe was charged with first-degree murder. According to prosecutors, jealousy and greed fueled Wolfe's cruel revenge. A member of the American Pickers crew led police to Fritz's home, where his body was found. The Iowa State Police uncovered Wolfe's fingerprints on the pill bottle, as well as suspicious messages sent to Fritz. The investigation's turning point came when medical experts found glaring inconsistencies in the initial reports. Though Fritz's death was first blamed on stroke complications, a thorough autopsy revealed prescription drugs at dangerously high levels, including fentanyl, never prescribed to Fritz. Fentanyl's extreme potency makes it deadly even in small doses. Given Fritz's medical supervision and family presence, It was impossible he took such a dose himself. Investigators honed in on those closest to Fritz in his final hours. Wolfe, who frequently visited Fritz's home, quickly became the primary suspect. Further evidence deepened the case. Wolfe had researched undetectable poisons and ways to mimic stroke symptoms, pointing to premeditation. The lethal fentanyl overdose. Wolfe's access to Fritz and his suspicious internet searches formed a dark puzzle piece by piece. The Iowa State Police officially declared the death a homicide with Wolfe as the main suspect. Security footage added more suspicion. Wolfe's car was spotted at Fritz's home late at night, hours before the emergency call. In the quiet neighborhood, this strange visit raised alarm bells. Wolfe himself made that 911 call early in the morning, his voice tinged with concern as he claimed to have found his friend unconscious. While the call sounded genuine, investigators suspected it was a calculated move to establish an alibi. When police arrived, Wolfe appeared distraught. Some even said he cried. But his behavior after Fritz's death raised questions. Instead of honoring his friend, Wolfe quickly moved to control Fritz's valuable antique collection and the American picker's intellectual property. Within 48 hours, Wolfe contacted Fritz's lawyer, expressing interest in acquiring the rights to Frank's name and image for future projects. He accessed rare and secret antiques stored away, many never seen by the public. The situation grew even more complicated as Frank's biological father, William Fritz, challenged the will. The estate, valued at nearly $6 million, had been left entirely to Mike Wolfe, sparking outrage and suspicion. William Fritz's petition to invalidate the will opened a new, painful chapter for the family and fans alike. The story, already full of shocking betrayals, was far from over.